Oh, look, Kathy's here. Yeah, I've been doing a little adjusting. I'm still not there yet, but it's it's getting close. Maybe tomorrow with the brand new camera, everything will look a lot better, including this. It's a shame. The pastel colors on this microphone are absolutely gorgeous. And you really can't see them. I mean, you can kind of get what the color change on my hand. I mean, absolutely beautiful pastel coloring in this microphone. You can, like I say, you can kind of, but even the camera isn't showing the gorgeous coloring. I mean, this mic is outstanding. All right, you got the new tablet fired up. All right, Ron. Broadcasting from beautiful downtown Cleveland, it's station WDWL TV, starring me, the grumpy old man, and we are brought to you by Grumpy Vulture Productions. No bow. I'm glad Ron got the brand new tablet fired up. Just just for me. Yeah, I went and I picked up the microphone today, and according to the tracking, the new camera will be here tomorrow. So hopefully we can see everything in true living color, because like I say, this microphone is absolutely gorgeous. All the colors are pastel, and it just keeps. It starts at one end, it goes to the other, and the colors change. It's. It, I am so impressed. I don't understand why my buddy never. Well, he bought all these fancy, expensive microphones, and on his webcast or podcast or whatever he used to do, he used the cheapest, shittiest microphone. I mean, I think he paid less for the microphone he was using than I did for the golden microphone. And, you know, his son and I went through all them shelves. And we don't understand how we missed this one. But his wife found it. She went, come get it. The only thing I dislike about this microphone is it's what they refer to as a shotgun. And I'll take the cone off here. Come on. It only picks up from directly in the front. It does not pick up down the sides. And that's the only drawback to this microphone is I have to speak directly here. Because if I speak over here, you can't really hear me. But the pastel colors are gorgeous. And it sounds pretty damn good too. At least here. So Ron has been playing with his toys today because he's not only playing with his new tablet, he went out and played with his new air compressor. I forgot to tell him it was a little on the noisy side, but it does the job. I was waiting for Ron to comment, and Mike sounds great. Good, cool. I notice we have a different Ron in the chat today. Have you noticed that, Kathy? We have a different Ron in the chat. Everybody's using different names in the chat. Kathy started with her R9C, and now Ron comes in as Ronald, not Ronbo. Yeah, I'm hoping, because I'll tell you what, as soon as that camera gets here, it's coming out of the box and getting plugged in. And I'm hoping it has the same connection on the back that this Logitech has so that I don't have to run a cable. Because if I have to run a different cable to that computer over there, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Because, like I said, I have that computer on top of the old computer. And then on the new computer, I have a riser. And on top of the riser, I have the printer. Which means I have to take all that shit out. Well, you know what I would do at this point, Ron? I would dump about 50 pounds of dog shit in front of his door. And now you would have to have a good set of surgical gloves. I would take and smear dog shit on his doorknob, too. Yeah, two can play that game. I would fill a bag with dog shit and cat shit and go over and dump it in front of his door and then smear dog shit all over the door handle. And I would even push it into the lock so that when he stuck his key in, oh, that's just me. I'm the last person you want to screw with. Like what we used to do during the summer. We would put dog shit in a paper bag, go up and set it on somebody's front porch and set the bag on fire, and then knock on the door and run. And then they would come out and go, holy shit. And they'd be stomping the bag and go, oh, God damn it. Yeah, I was no angel, I'll tell you what. Me and my two buddies, yeah, the old flaming dog shit bag was worked every time because people have the tendency to stomp it out. Did you do that, Kathy, when you were a teenager? I think every kid did that at one time or another. Just keep in the back of your mind, Ron, you're not going to be there that much longer. And then you won't have to put up with this shit. God damn it. Hang on a minute. Son of a bitch. I had pleading the fifth. I forgot in the bowl on the corner of the counter, I forgot to check my bananas. And the bandana, yeah. The bandana on the bottom was a little ripe. And I've got a shitload of those little itty bitty microscopic flies. And one of them decided to do the backstroke in my coffee. So I scooped them out with this little scooper. And I'm going to drink the coffee. You think I'm going to waste a fresh cup? Those goddamn things are everywhere. Although I should have eaten the bananas a lot faster. I looked over at I'm stirring my coffee this morning. I look over at the bowl and I was like, something's moving. I picked up the bananas and went, uh-oh. And 10,000 little itty, oh, they're like microscopic. Yeah. Extra vitamins and minerals. And make sure there's not two in there. Well, here's how we're going to cure that. We're going to take and put a piece of paper over the cup. There. I even sprayed, but they escaped, you know. Avante. Avante is going to be at my side door in about a half an hour. Well, we'll see if he rings the bell. Or we'll see if he leaves the packages on the front porch. Underneath the signs that say, "Don't leave the goddamn packages here." I got an apology letter from SpeedX. They said that they are going to have some words with the driver. I said, "Well, I don't want your company delivering here anymore. You can have all the words you want." I said, "This is not the first time. I've notified anybody that I'm purchasing from off of eBay or Temu not to ship via SpeedX." Matter of fact, I complained to Temu about SpeedX and I got a $5 credit. They're quick with them $5. This is about maybe the eighth or ninth time that I've gotten a $5 credit. Up, no, keep up. I forgot that's got a short cable on it. I had to charge my puffer. Banana cream pie. And it's amazing. This shit does taste exactly like I just put a bite of banana cream pie in my mouth. How they get these vapes flavored like that. I like the banana cream pie. I also like the vanilla custard and the strawberry banana pudding. That's the next street over. That's the next street over from me. Well, Cortland dead ends in the Victory. So if he's on Cortland, he should be hanging a left turn pretty soon. Because you can only go left or right, but if you want to get to my house, he'll have to make a left. I'm going to have to go up to the vape shop and get me some vanilla custard. It basically instead of trying to set myself on fire and smoking in bed, I vape in bed now. Boots don't like it. As a matter of fact, oh, he's up at the other end. He's between 143rd and 140th. He's in the upper end. Yeah, then he'll come down. He'll cross 140th. He'll come down. He'll cross 137th. Then he'll get to the stop sign at Victory and he'll have to hang a left. Yeah, I went out to go to the store because I was out of smokes. And I stepped out the door, and there was a cat that he could have been Boots' twin. I looked and I went, Boots is on the bed. Who are you? And he looked at me and he went, I'm just passing through, and kept on going. He could have been his brother. Had the same markings, well, almost, because he had a white blaze right between his eyes. Otherwise, he looked just like Boots. Had I not seen the idiot sleeping on the bed before I went outside, I would have been like, how did you get out here? I hate when people let their cats run because he had a collar on. I hate it when people open the door and just let their cat go out, have a nice day, come back at dinner time. Yeah, I put my grumpy old man edition on magnetic strips. So now I can pop them on the car. And that way they're not permanently affixed. These are cool. I don't know where she found these, but she sent me 4. I mounted 2 of them on magnetic strips, and the 2 I'm going to keep. Just in case somebody steals one. I'm not sure where I'm going to put them yet. I was going to put them on the front fenders, but that's where I have my police interceptor. Yeah, I have some police interceptor emblems that I've got mounted on magnetic strips. People walk by and they're like, that's a Volkswagen. A police interceptor? I like the looks, people that they'll back up and look. Then they go around the front. It's got a VW emblem. It's a Volkswagen. Since when does Volkswagen make a police interceptor? Then they look inside. They're like, well, it's got a manual transmission. And oh, it's got a siren. Well, maybe it is. All right, I'm going to listen for the doorbell. See if he rings the doorbell. Yeah, probably wants to get home. I don't hear it yet. I'm listening. He's going the wrong way. Oh, wonderful. Evidently, he doesn't deliver in this neighborhood too many times because, yeah, he'll notice that the numbers are going up. Now he's driving in circles. I wonder if he forgot to deliver a package up in the other end. Well, I guess I don't have to listen for the doorbell yet. That was like my medication delivery on the third. I'm watching the vehicle come down the street. It gets to the stop sign. Now, I'm like right there, one house away. The vehicle makes a U turn and goes back the other way, and then goes up to Lorraine Avenue, and then comes back. And I'm like, because I had to sign for it, and I says to the girl, I said, "You were like right there," and she goes, "Yeah." And then I realized I forgot to deliver a package up on Lorraine Avenue. I was like, "You were right there." And it didn't ring the bell. I said, "You were right there at that stop sign. All you had to do was walk across the street." She was like, "He's moving again." He must have forgot to deliver a package up at the. Although usually their packages, I have seen, well, it depends on who the company is, but like Amazon, they have a detailed, like, bill of lading, and it's bing, 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 bing. Whoever does their, who compiles their delivery, they're right on the money. When my lazy ass kid used to work for them. because all the packages are in like a big canvas bag. And they're numbered, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you open canvas bag number 1, and it's got and the packages are numbered. So you go 1, 2, 2. On the front porch. Underneath the signs. Did he take a picture? Is it under the signs? The green traffic cone, that's outside the side door. If he left it by the green, it's right outside the side door. Well, he almost got it in the milk chute. It was under the milk chute. But at least it wasn't on the front porch. Okay, we need some skizzers. Oh, cool. Thank you, Ron. Naropaway. Good. If my feet catch fire tonight. Well, look at the size of the package. It's big. Although, you know who's worse? Homeless Depot. I ordered furnace filters. Now, they're 16 by 25 by 1. 3 in a pack, 3 inches. 16 by 25 by 1. They came in a box that you could have put a refrigerator in with 750,000 miles of paper. Yeah, that brown paper on a roll. They just stuffed it in, stuff it in, stuff it in, stuff it in. I looked out the door. I was like, what the hell? I said, I didn't order anything that big. I opened the box, 950,000 miles of paper, and then here's my 316 by 25 furnace filters. They could have very easily just slapped a shipping label on them because they're wrapped in heavy plastic. No, they put them in a box that looked like a washing machine. Well, I can't wait to try this stuff. Where's my knife? Have to cut the little plastic tab here. There we go. Open box. Open box. Boy, they make all kinds of stuff. Nerve support formula A. Old capsule color, new capsule color. Vegetarian, all natural. Nighttime nerve support formula. Maximum strength gel. Kidney support formula. Oh, they make quite a few products. I'm surprised I never heard of this company. Well, it's odorless. Thank you, Ron. It will be on my nightstand in case I get woke up with flaming feet. Cool. Warning for external use only. Well, it's not like I was going to take a spoonful of it, you know. Hmm. Cool. Fast acting, patent pending formula. You can feel it work as soon as you rub it in. Good. I will, believe me, I will have it on the nightstand. Because usually it never fails. I'm sound asleep. And then somebody pours gasoline on my feet. Thank you, thank you, thank you, buddy. And I know it comes from a reliable person that has tried it and it works. Not like this, as seen on TV. And I will also save the box So this way, when I go to like CVS or Walgreens, I can eyeball for the box just to see if they have it. Thank you, buddy. Because, boy, I'll tell you what, there's nothing worse than waking up with your feet on fire. Holy shit. Actually, what's strange, it's my right foot. The left one, the right one, ugh. Although all of my nerve problem is on the right side, which I'm very thankful for because over the years it has not radiated to the left side. But that's going right on the nightstand, right next to the bed. Greatly appreciated. I forgot to look in the cup. Hopefully, I just didn't swallow another dive bomber. Man, this I can't stop commenting about how cool this microphone looks. Hopefully, that new camera takes care of this. Especially since I have the Christmas colors, you know. Although, like I say, the new camera shoots at 60 frames per second. So, according to everything I have read, that should cure the problem. Because I can't dim these lights. I've got them down as far as they'll go. And this one is like right above me here. I'm going to have to, I keep saying I'm going to dig it out. I'm going to, the studio lamp that my buddy's son sent me from Burbank, that thing could light up a stadium. And it's got the barn doors on it. It's on a big tripod. Wait till you see the size of this thing. I lit it up in here one day and it blew everything away. It was like, holy shit. I would really like to have a rack system like they have in real studios. It would get the lights up closer to the ceiling. I ain't spending that kind of money. If I owned this house and I was younger, I would have a real studio. Because I have a friend who does finish carpentry. And he told me, he could build me a real fancy console and props for the studio. And I'm like, first of all, I said, I don't own the house. And I said, second of all, I don't have an empty room. Although, like he told me, we could divide the living room. And I was like, oh, yeah, he told me, he says, we could build a false wall and we could actually make a studio in the living room. I was like, hey, this isn't CNN or, NBC Nightly News. Boy, have you guys been reading about the big shakeup at CBS? Their nightly news crew, the two anchors quit in protest over this new CEO who basically has never done any type of reporting in her life. How she ended up being CEO of CBS. She's not a journalist. She's nothing. And she's coming in basically say, well, we're going to make this change and we're going to make that change. And the two anchors of CBS Nightly News told her that won't work. And she said, I'm the boss. And they said, we quit. Even now, Connie Chung has been retired for quite a while. Even she voiced her opinion that said, this station is going down the tubes. This woman has no idea how to run a news station. Where she came from, I haven't the slightest idea. I got to do some more reading. But over the weekend, I I read the the comments that Connie Chung made, and she said CBS is going down the tubes. And the two anchors for the nightly news quit. So it'll be interesting to see how she salvages the dumpster fire that she started. That would be like hiring me. Well, I have done some freelancing in the past, but I couldn't run a news department, and it's obvious neither can she. Gets pretty bad when your anchors bail. Although CBS has never been a front runner, they've always been number three for 50, 60 years. If you take a look at the ratings, CBS has always been number three. And now they're number four. And it's odd because ABC, NBC, and Fox, they're like in a rotation. In 1 month it'll be ABC, and then Fox, and then NBC. But at the bottom has always been poor old CBS. And, well, Kathy, you would understand because you used to live here. You had 3, 5, and 8. And then when Fox came in, CBS got bumped to channel 19. So a lot of people don't even buy. No, 3, 5, 8. That's it. The hell with this 19 shit. I mean, it was like poor CBS got shoved off the network completely. See ya. I don't know why they couldn't have been like Channel 9, Channel 7, Channel 6, Channel 4. No, 19. And then what really gets me is like when you see other states and it's like Fox, Channel 57. 57? You know, you're so accustomed to your living area. And, here we have 3, 5, 8, and 19. But, like, say, Salt Lake City, ABC would be like Channel 12, NBC would be like Channel 25, Fox would be Channel 62. And you're like, what? What are your channels, Kathy, for ABC, NBC, Fox, CBS? Just to see what you had to get accustomed to when you moved down there. because you were accustomed to 358, maybe 19, and then you move down there and it's like, what do you mean ABC is channel 11? Okay. Just wondering. It's obvious somebody has cable. But I mean, when you first moved down there, it had to be a shock because, you know, it's ingrained in you, 358, 19. Then you're looking for NBC and it's like channel 6. No. Now, do your stations start with a W? Because certain, like when you get out west, the stations are like KLT TV. I don't know where the dividing line is between where W stops and K starts. Because I know California has like KCLT. Because everything in Ohio starts with a W. Like the radio stations, WERE, WMJI. Although, like, my favorite radio station growing up out of Toronto, Canada, CKLW. I still remember that radio station because they were a 50,000 watt station. Back in the day, that was big. And it was amazing because you could get CKLW here as clear as you got a local radio station like Wixie 1260, home of Mike Ranieri. Mike Ranieri used to do the morning drive before Lanigan. Then we had, the controversial Don Imus. You're still in the W zone. Okay. Do you remember Don Imus? He was like a shock jock. Not as bad as, what the hell's his name? He's on satellite now. Oh, I can't think of his name. He's got black curly hair. he was a true shock jock. Imus was like a he was like dipping his toe in the water of being a shock jock. And then came I can't think of his name. Do you remember Imus? Imus in the morning? Howard Stern, yeah. Oh man. Boy did he shake up the airwaves. Although now he's Sirius? I think he's Sirius Satellite. I know he owns like 60% of the station. I don't have satellite radio, so I could care less. But I remember when he was on the local airwaves. Talk about controversy. But Don Imus was like the front runner to Howard Stern. He didn't last too long here. Well, he got a better paying gig wherever he went when he left Cleveland. And we had good old Jeff and Flash. Home of the Buzzard. Kathy's Kathy's a lot younger than me. I remember Big Wilson. And he was big. That's what he went by, Big Wilson. And then, of course, good old Dorothy Fulltime. Good old Dorothy. That woman had some history with about her. Oh, especially considering she interviewed Hitler and he never knew she was Jewish. Because had he known, old Dorothy had never left Germany. How they kept that secret, I don't. Oh, that was the best kept secret on earth. I'm trying to think of some of the personalities back in the day. Doug Adair, Walter Cronkite, Chet Huntley, and David Brinkley. Good night, Chet. Good night, David. And good night from NBC News. I'm pretty sure they were on NBC. And they were in two different parts of the country. Chet Huntley and David Brinkley. I'm trying to think of the Oh God, I can see the newsman sitting behind the desk and I can't think of his name. ABC is 2, NBC is 4, CBS is 5, PBS is 8, Fox is 17. Man, so Channel 5 here is NBC. Channel 5 there is CBS. Channel 8 is WJW, and Channel 8 down there is a PBS station. Is Channel 8 still operating? You know, since Trump cut the funding, a lot of the PBS stations are gone. Matter of fact, I'm going to have to check and see if we still have Channel 25, good old VIZ. Because a lot of the public broadcasting systems, Trump did away with the funding because he didn't like them saying things about him. Talk about having free speech eliminated. Because I think NPR, National Public Radio, I think they're done too. I think all of the public radio stations are gone. And NPR was one of the big ones. I used to listen to NPR, National Public Radio. Trump didn't like what they said about him. Boom, there goes your funding. You're out of a job. Hang up your microphone. Which is sad. You know, the Constitution was built on free speech. Unless you're the president and you don't like what somebody says. Because good old Trump is still hammered on NBC to fire Jimmy Kimmel. This time they said no. They're still operating. Well, up until the end of the year, because they can't live on, those stations can't survive on donations. Because donations were, I think they said 30% of their revenue, 70% came from the government. I'm sure a lot of the PBS stations have been having a lot of fundraising drives going on to try to survive. I'll have to look up WBIZ and see what's going on with them. God, they're just down on Brook Park Road. I know right where the station is. Matter of fact, there's a station in Lakewood. I can't remember their call letters, but they were public funded too. I just wonder if they're still cranking. But I know as of the first of the year, their funds are. I watched something on Pluto the other night. What the hell did I watch? It was a murder. Ah, God, I can't remember what it was. Yeah, Pluto's got some good stuff. Plus, I can watch them for free. I can't remember what I had them on the other night. Matter of fact, I hit them accidentally. I just, oh, well, this looks interesting. Although I think if you want commercial free, you have to pay a subscription. If you don't mind the ads, I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. If you want it without ads, it's like $2.99 a month or something. It's not expensive. But I'm cheap. I'll have to go through my list on Roku. I know I have like Paramount. I think you got to pay for that. I'll have to. There's a whole shitload of stations, but I know like most of them you have to pay for. I can't. I can't for the life of me think of that murder investigation I watched on Pluto. Oh, it'll come to me. Hey, TV2, welcome. TV2, TV2. A new face in the crowd. New faces are always welcome. I wonder where our buddy is tonight. Rudy. Not that I'm looking for him. I just usually he's here making off the wall comments. I still don't understand that one last night. I can't remember what we were talking about. And he mentioned his snow thrower. We weren't even talking about snow. Just all of a sudden, I have a Husqvarna snow thrower. Okay. God, I can't wait till that new camera gets here. Boy, it better work like it's supposed to. Plus, it's got a light in it. Matter of fact, it's got regular light, warm light, and cool light. I'm kind of interested in that. What kind of difference it's going to make having a light in the camera. Tomorrow will be interesting with the new camera. Holy Christ, 15 subs. Hey, we're going back in time there. Those are the good old days. That's like 3 years ago. Because I remember when my buddy, the school teacher, he was number 30. He was number 30. So if you were number 15, that's going back 3 years. Man, thanks for hanging around this long. I've had my subs go up, down, up, down, up, down. Matter of fact, I haven't even checked where are we at. We were like at 113 or something. Yeah, 15 subs. That's back in the days when I was sitting in the backyard in a lawn chair with a GoPro. Man. "15 subs" was when I was sitting in a lawn chair in the middle of my backyard with a GoPro camera. That is how primitive. Man, you were back in the primitive days. Those were the days when I filmed my Jack and the Beanstalk tomato plant. Holy cow. Still at 113. Well, we're still at 113. We didn't drop. Although, for old time's sake, I'm going to have to set up the GoPro in the Passat and do a drive around video like I used to do. I used to set a camera up in the shitbox and drive around, because I'll never forget the day I was on the freeway. I got off at West 25th. I got back on, and as I was coming up the on-ramp, the camera fell off the window. I had to pull over, stick it back on the window. Oh man, talk about primitive. I had no idea what I was going to do with my YouTube channel back in those days. But those are the days of the lawn chair in the backyard with a GoPro. Wow. Talk about ancient history. I think this summer I'll do that. Just for old time's sake. The GoPros are in the cabinet down here. All I have to do is charge them up. I'll have to do a primitive video. What would really be cool is be sitting in the lawn chair and have a couple of deer looking over my shoulder going, what's he doing? That would be cool. Be sitting in the lawn chair and have a deer in the background going, what's going on here? You know, none of them, none have been back. Ever since that buck that was back there a week and a half ago, I haven't seen any more. I don't know where they went. Usually, this time of the year, they're back there pretty regular. Man, he had a nice rack too. Wow, he was at least an 8-pointer. He was hiding from the hunters. You ain't getting me. I'm in Grumpy's backyard. Oh, oh, oh. Went back and munched on the shrub. Little lunch here. Then he laid down for a while. And then when he woke up, he left. I don't know where he went. I'll have to throw some apples back there. Lure them in. If it didn't take so long to get apples, I'd plant an apple tree. I ain't going to be here that long. Although Marianne had peaches on her tree this year, and usually they show up for the peach harvest, they missed out on the peaches this year. Oh, that year that, oh, was she upset. She was waiting for the peaches to ripen. And then one day she came out and the whole lower section of the tree was eaten away. She said, where'd my peaches go? I said, oh, the deer were here. Man, GoPro days. Boy, that brings back some memories. Every day around 3 o'clock, I'd set the lawn chair up. I had a little table, had my coffee, had the GoPro on a tripod. Start. And then I sat there talking to the GoPro. And then after about an hour, stop. Come in the house, pull the SD card out, plug it in the computer, upload it to YouTube. And that's how I did it. Nothing live. It was all recorded. Everything was recorded back in those days. Now I'm boring people to death being live. But boy, I like this microphone. I really like it. I don't like that it's a shotgun mic because I like to move around. I'm stuck talking right here. But the colors are just cool. The pastels coming off this thing are just unbelievable. That camera better work. You know what, Kathy? Nobody ever had a tomato plant that they bought from that nursery go berserk like that tomato did because they have a picture in the store. I gave them a picture and it's behind the cash register. And that was, I don't know, that tomato was a freak of nature. Because, well, up until, well, this year I didn't buy any plants. But every year I would ask them, has anybody ever had a tomato like that? And they were like, nope. And had it not burned on the roof, because the heat from the roof basically killed the blossoms. I think that son of a bitch had gone over the roof and come down the other side. It was just growing and growing and growing and Jack and the Beanstalk. But you know what it was? It was all that soil from those hanging baskets. Because in the fall, I would drive up and down through the neighborhood, and if somebody threw away a hanging basket full of soil, I grabbed it. And then I would come home, and I had a big barrel. And I would dump the soil in, and I would stir it around. And then in the spring, I poured all that soil behind the house and planted my garden in it. But that tomato plant was the only one that went berserk. I mean, I had some nice peppers. I had green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers, and they were pretty good size. But the rest of the tomato plants stayed about 4 foot high. That one went crazy. It was a yellow pear, them little yellow pear tomatoes. But nobody ever, at least nobody ever has come into the nursery and went, oh man, you should have seen the tomato plant I had. But the picture is right behind the cash register on the wall. This tomato plant was purchased here, whatever the date was. And I took it, I went pretty far back in the yard so that you could see it climbing up the roof. That was a freak of nature, literally. That plant was a freak of nature. Its growth hormones went crazy because I didn't fertilize. I don't use Miracle Grow or anything else. I like my plants natural. But I know it was that because, hanging baskets have great soil in them. But it was a combination of the soil and something tripped in that plant's DNA that went berserk. And the tomatoes were delicious. But that one is, I'm glad I have it on video, saved for posterity on my YouTube channel. The tomato that wouldn't stop growing. It would have been a neat tomato for a horror movie. I caught the tomato. Feed me. Remember that movie, Kathy? What was it? The Little Shop of Horrors? That guy got that Venus flytrap plant. Feed me. He was going out killing people and throwing them in the Venus flytrap plant. I remember when it was a little Venus flytrap. Feed me. Feed me. Then as it got bigger, the voice got deeper. Feed me. I think, didn't he prick his finger on something? I think that's what it was. He pricked his finger on something and the blood dripped on the. And that Venus flytrap plant had a taste for blood. Feed me. Feed me. He was stabbing his fingers and. Feed me. Then he ended up killing people, throwing them in the plant. Feed me. Audrey. I forgot he named it. Because then in the end he tried to kill it. And he jumped in the plant and the plant ate him. Because I remember the plant bloomed and one of the blooms was his face. All the people he killed were in the blooms. I'll have to see if I can find that movie. It's got to be on YouTube somewhere. That would be cool. If we could find that movie on YouTube, I would run it on the computer behind me. Well, the one I'm going to set up back here. We could sit and watch The Little Shop of Horrors while I do a show. Because it's about time to bring that, well, no rush. New Year's is at least a little bit away. But yeah, I'll put that like I had it last year right here. We could watch Little Shop of Horrors on YouTube while I do a nightly show. God, it would be neat. We could do a Friday night thing. If we could, like, The Thing and, oh, what was the one with them? The movie with the giant ants. Them. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Oh, that would be neat to do a Friday night thing. Oh, we're going to have to start searching YouTube for old horror movies. I like that idea. I like that idea. Have the movie running here in the background. Oh, that would be so cool. I guess I have some research to do tomorrow. If we could find those old movies on YouTube, that would be the cat's ass on a Friday night, like a Goulardi show. Oh, yeah, the blob. And the attack of the 50-foot woman. I remember that one. All right, everybody has homework. We have to search YouTube for old horror movies that ran on Goulardi show. The Blob, The Attack of the 50-Foot Woman, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Them. What other ones? God, oh, God. That would be cool for a Friday night. God, I can't think of some of the old B movies from back in the day. The 50-Foot Woman, The Blob, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Little House of Horrors, or Little Shop of Horrors, or the Red Light District one, the Little Shop of Horrors. Uh-oh! Really? Yeah, but if they're on YouTube, why can't you? I mean, the big thing is, a lot of people just run the movie. If I did commentary during the movie, I guess I'm going to have to, well, I was going to say email him, but he don't read his email. I could email G2 and have G2 get a hold of SV. Because it's obvious Jeff didn't help me out when I needed it because I emailed Jeff and said, hey, here's my phone number. Have him call me. He never called me. But I think if I email G2 and find out what issues he had, because I remember he used to, well, I was in the chat during some of those movies. I wonder what problems he ran into. Because I thought anything that was on YouTube was fair use. As long as you didn't just run it. I would have it in the background. All I can do is try it. What can they do? Ban me? Shut me down? Oh, another, I forgot. Yeah. The birds. The Bates Motel. okay, we're going to have to make a list, and then we're going to have to research and see if we can find some of these movies. And I'll chance it. What can I do? Get shut down for a week, get a warning. I mean, it's not like I have thousands of subscribers. I mean, I doubt if YouTube is going to be watching some little 113 subscriber channel. But you never know. All I can do is try it. Do a movie, see if there's any repercussions. I'm willing to chance it. But see, Josh ran them right during his. See, I would have them in the background. Now, I don't know if there's. Because Josh would cut away and run the movie and then come in at times. I would just have it playing back here. Hey, I'm willing to take the risk. I think they warn you first before they shut you down. And if I got a nasty warning from YouTube, I'd stop. But anything's worth a shot. Hey, you don't know until you try. But I think it would be cool just to have it running back here. I'm willing to chance it, Kathy. I mean, I think what they would do is give me a warning first. I don't think they would just come out and shut me down. Although I don't know. But see, I also don't make a dime off of this. It's not like I'm getting paid by YouTube. I think in order to be monetized, you got to have, 1,000 subscribers, 5,000, 113. But you never know. Somebody could turn me into. I'm willing to take a chance. I think it'd be hilarious to do a Friday night with some of the old B movies running in the background. Yeah, I don't have anything planned for tomorrow, do I? I don't think so. Oh, God, yeah. Our gang, the Little Rascals. Oh, man. You see, kids today don't get that. They don't understand, Same thing, it's sad that Warner Brothers cartoons got banned because of the coyote trying to kill the Roadrunner. Dropping an anvil on them. And, yeah, they banned Warner Brothers cartoons. They said too violent. Yeah, kid can't watch a Warner Brother cartoon with Wile E. Coyote and the Roadrunner, but they can play a first person shooter. Tell me how that makes sense. They said, oh, Warner Brother, that's too violent. But you can do a first person shooter game that's not violent. Well, you had Miss Crabtree and you also had Miss McGillicuddy. I remember that one. Miss McGillicuddy. Oh, I loved watching the Little Rascals and Our Gang. Boy, does that bring back memories of my childhood now. Or the Three Stooges. Akron University used to do a 24-hour marathon of the Three Stooges. I can't remember where, like Matthews Hall or something, they would do a 24-hour marathon of Three Stooges back to back for 24 hours. Oh, me too. I'd make sure I tell my mother, have the TV on and warmed up. Because back in the day, it was tubes, and it took a while for the TV to warm up. Yeah. Little Rascals, Our Gang, Three Stooges. Oh, man, I was right in front of that TV. Don't breathe. My show's on. And Warner Brother cartoons on Saturday morning. No, it was always Larry, Curly, and Moe. And then Shemp, uh, I don't know how they worked him in, but Larry, Curly, and Moe were the originals. You know they were Jewish. Curly Howard and Moe Howard. Their real name was Horowitz. And Larry Fine was Larry Feinberg. They were all Jewish. People don't know that. Howard was Horowitz and Fine was Feinberg. And I can't remember if they were. I can't remember what. I don't know if they were filmed at Warner Brothers Studios, but they got screwed over money wise. The studio was making a fortune off of them, and they didn't get paid shit. And basically, when they complained, the studio said, "Well, take it or leave it. If you don't like it, there's the door." But all of the Howards were Horowitz. Was Columbia? Yeah, whatever, they got screwed. They really did. And another thing, Larry literally had, get this, he got hit in the face by Moe so many times that basically he had, I can't think of the word, a callus. He literally had a callus on the side of his face because Moe would actually hit him. And he got hit so many times, he had a callus on the side of his face from getting hit. I used to know a lot of the history on the Three Stooges because I actually went down to Akron University one year when they did the 24-hour marathon. I didn't stay for 24 hours, but they would do a 24-hour marathon of the Three Stooges. What about Larry's callus? Yeah, he literally had a callus on his face from getting hit because they'd have to do retakes of a scene so many times that whack, 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 whack. But Larry got hit so many times he literally had a callus on his face. There's a lot of interesting behind the scenes shit that I used to know. I used to know a lot about them because Larry's daughter is still alive. They interviewed her recently, not like yesterday, like within a year, because she gave a lot of the history behind oh, that had to be interesting. A Hitchcock festival. That man was a wizard at movie making. He had a mind that was unbelievable. Because, like the shower scene, people don't realize because that movie was shot in black and white. What he used to simulate blood in the bathtub. She died at 89. Well, I knew she was up there. If you went to a Hitchcock festival, Ron, then you know what Hitchcock used to simulate blood in the bathtub. Right. People don't know that. It was the only thing that would show up on black and white film that looked like blood in the bathtub. Hershey syrup. Because they tried everything. And Hitchcock was he was grocery shopping. And he was like, well, let's try this. And it worked. Good old Hershey syrup. All right, people, you got homework to do. Let's see how many old movies we can find on YouTube. They've got to be here somewhere. Somewhere. And I'll set up the computer back here and we'll try it one Friday. Either I get away with it or I get in trouble, one or the other. And if I get shut down, I guess we'll have WDL TV. I'll have to invent a new YouTube channel. I should have a backup. I don't. Some people have several. I don't even know. Yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Have a backup channel just in case. And have to spread the word. Grumpy is now on WDL TV. Or WDW TV. I'll make a couple of them. Or just Grumpy TV. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think it would be fun. I really do. I think it would be fun. Do Friday night at the movies with Grumpy. I just have to figure out the sound. I might have to hook a speaker up somewhere over in here to get the sound from the movie. Or see if I can. Maybe I could use a splitter and have two microphones. I guess I have my homework cut out for me now. See, if I was running through a soundboard, I can run two microphones at once. I don't know if I can run two off of USB at once. Oh man, I forgot all about that one. Yep, Ron's coming up. Well, find them. Don't just tell me about them, find them. We have to figure out what our inaugural movie would be. I think Little Shop of Horrors would be the best one to start with. If we can find it on YouTube. That would be our inauguration of movie night. And see how many Fridays we get away with. I'm 100% for this idea. I'm 100% for trying it. But I also have to make up some backup YouTube channels too. Yeah. I'm going to work on it tomorrow. Matter of fact, I've got a splitter. I'll have to hook up two microphones and see what happens. Because I need the sound off this screen back here. I have a lot of work to do. But it sounds like fun. It would bring back a lot of youth memories. I'm for it. I'm for it. You don't know unless you try.
But out of that, a new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us.
I think it's that time. We know where, right here. Oh, you found it? Email it to me, Ron, please. And thanks again for the cream. If I get foot fire tonight, I'm going to try it. All right, everybody. It's been a fun night. Thanks for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And we will be here tomorrow night. And with that, take care, everyone. See ya.